Hey Rockers fans, and a big hello to the BosBabes fanatics. Sitting to my right is High Point Rockers shortstop, Ryan Grotjohn. Very excited to have you joining me today, but before we get into our fun interview and get to know a little bit of you behind the scenes and how you are as a player, we are actually inside of one of the Rockers suites. So if you guys ever want to have a family outing here or a business outing, definitely get in contact with Caroline or somebody within the Rockers organization to book one of these fun suites. I can smell the food behind me and I'm actually getting a little bit hungry. What about you?
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, now let's get to know Ryan Grotjohn. What is your favorite candy bar? So sticking with the food theme here. And how often do you eat your favorite candy bar?
I'm gonna have to go with Reese's, and every road trip. Every time we stop at the gas station, I have to get a Reese's. I have to.
Like the original,
The
like
peanut
Reese's
butter
cups?
cup. Oh yeah, the cups for sure.
So that's actually one of my favorite candy bars and my husband's as well. So do you like to eat them frozen once in a while, or you just like them
when you put
regular?
them in the freezer, they're even better. I think when they're colder, a little crunchier, it's better.
Awesome, I had to ask.
Yeah.
Go-to karaoke song, and can you sing a quick line from it?
Probably Lips of an Angel. With the lips of an angel. My boys that I used to play with the Dimebacks would love that. So.
And it's a good breakup song. I actually remember that song from like when I was back in high school or 8th grade.
Nope. It's a great song.
It is a really good song, perfect. And sticking with the whole meeting people and or breakup songs, because you brought that one up, what's a fun pickup line if you're out with your buddies, or maybe even just like a good conversation starter with a girl or a guy or a friend that you haven't seen in a while?
I mean, it's probably pretty cheesy, but I'd say if you're on a scale of 1 to 10, you'd be a 9, and I'd be the one that you need.
That's cute, I like that.
Cheesy, but...
Favorite holiday and why?
If I didn't say Christmas, my mom would probably kill me. So Christmas. She's the one that, like, we're doing Christmas in July right now. She is Christmas year round. So Christmas.
Was there anything in particular around Christmas that you guys used to really enjoy, whether that be a favorite Christmas dish, or did you go visit family? Was there a particular gift that you remember getting when you were a kid?
My parents always liked going up north, so we do some trips there. Or my mom likes going to New York too, so we always try to do like a holiday trip, especially playing baseball. That's your time off. So a trip with the family is always fun.
And did you celebrate Halloween as a kid? That's actually one of my favorite holidays. I love decorating for it. I grew up north, so I loved like the changing of the leaves and like the carving of the pumpkins and picking the apples and all that good stuff. So if you enjoyed Halloween, was there a particular costume that you were like, Mom, I'm gonna be wearing this year for the next couple of years? And what was it?
I was always the kid that was either a soccer player or baseball player on Halloween. But funny story, I was a lumberjack when I was younger, and I had super blonde eyebrows when I was younger. And my mom colored them to make them darker, to make me look like a lumberjack, and I never went back to blonde, so I always blame my mom for making my eyebrows darker.
Interesting. That's a good little tidbit right there. Thank you for sharing that. Biggest fear. So this is kind of a random one, and I haven't asked any of the High Point Rockers baseball players this one yet. It can be anything. Some people are afraid of spiders or the dark or I don't know, alligators or sharks or something crazy. What's your biggest fear?
I would have to say spiders.
Okay.
Spiders or snakes, but spiders I just do not deal with at all.
Any spider in particular?
The
Like the big
tarantulas, yeah, the big things. Anytime they get big, it's like, okay, I don't want to come anywhere near that.
Well, yeah, tarantulas kind of look like cats, which is pretty scary. If you guys don't know what they are, go look them up. They're big, they're furry. I don't know how they are even a spider.
They're like a dinosaur.
They're massive, yes. It's like a dinosaur / cat, but it's a spider.
Yeah.
So you were born in Bakersfield, California. Did you spend most of your childhood there, or did you move around?
I was born in Bakersfield, but I left after 6 weeks. So I only lived there until I was 6 weeks old. We moved to Missouri, lived in Missouri until I was 4, and then moved to Arizona, and I've lived in Arizona since then.
So we'll talk more about Arizona and Missouri, since that's where you spent most of your time. What do you remember most about being in Arizona and Missouri?
Missouri, my dad's side of the family lives out there. It's a little more kind of country style. I remember little bits and pieces. I remember my dad had a 69 Nova and backing his Nova up into a ditch when I was like 3 or 4 years old. Arizona, that's my home. I love it. I love the mountains. I do love the heat. Love going up north. I love being able to drive 4 or 5 hours to the beach in California. But Arizona's just great.
Do you have any siblings? And what can you share from your childhood? I know you just shared kind of a funny story with your dad backing up into a ditch.
I have a younger sister. She's 3 years younger than me. She's actually engaged right now. She's getting married in November.
Congrats.
Thank you for her. But I remember just playing in the backyard when we were little, and we would always play competitions because we were both competitive, and we would do, whoever lost had to get bubbles poured on them. Well, I never lost because I'm the older brother, so I always dumped bubbles on her and stuff like that. So
Where did you guys come up with the cute bubble idea?
I think it was probably my sister thinking she would win, and then ultimately she would lose and get the bubbles in her eyes and stuff. But it was just fun times.
Any other cute, funny stories that you can share with the High Point Rockers fans and the BosBabes fanatics?
Me and my sister have always been really close. I remember getting a trampoline when we were young and hopping on Christmas Day, and immediately as soon as we get on, my sister jumps on it and just falls flying off and hurts herself. And my parents were like, okay, maybe we shouldn't have got this trampoline. They bought a net like a week later for her.
Any hidden talents that we might not know about? I know you can kind of sing a little bit. Do you play an instrument?
I played guitar growing up a little bit. I'd probably say my hidden talent is ping pong. And we do have a ping pong table in the clubhouse, and I am the ping pong champ.
Like to hear it. So this is kind of random, and then we're going to switch on over to the baseball and the sports talk. I don't know if you've heard this, but I hear a lot of the fans say it and some of our staff. Do you hear that you look like Morgan Wallen? Do you know who he is, the country singer?
I do know who that is. I heard that for the first time back in 2019 before he got super big, and I didn't really know who it was. But since being here, I've probably had 40 people come up to me and tell me I look like Morgan Wallen. It's hilarious at this point.
Maybe you can be him for Halloween this year.
I think I might. I wish I could sing like him.
Baseball and sports. What other sports did you play as a kid, if anything else, aside from baseball?
I played soccer growing up too. Soccer and baseball were my two main sports, and ultimately I decided to play college baseball instead of college soccer. But played a little basketball growing up, played a little football in high school, but baseball and soccer.
So where did you get your start with baseball?
Yeah, so I did t-ball growing up, little league, and then I got into club ball. My dad coached me for a long time growing up until I got to high school. Yeah, started with t-ball and then just kind of kept playing. Same thing with soccer. Both started really young, 3-4 years old.
And I know you have played both middle infield positions and also outfield. Which positions do you prefer most? I know with us, you're obviously a shortstop, but would you prefer shortstop, second base, or do you like outfield?
If I had to choose, I would probably choose short or center. Those are my two favorite. I played a lot of center field with the D-backs. I obviously drafted as a shortstop, so I played tons of middle infield, probably short and center.
What do you feel makes a great shortstop? And I wanted to ask this question because I myself, when I was younger, loved the shortstop and second base position. I played softball, and I absolutely loved watching Nomar Garcia-Parra. So in a little bit, I'll also ask you, did you admire any shortstops as a kid? But what do you feel makes a great shortstop?
I think consistency. Everyone wants the big plays and the diving plays and all that, but being able to be consistent, like Brandon Crawford, a guy like that, is just very, very consistent, makes the routine plays. Good footwork, being able to use your feet and arm, and trying to use your athletic ability as best you can.
And also being aware of everything that's going around you, because I feel like as a shortstop, you have to always know like where the ball's at, where a certain hitter might be hitting, because you're kind of manning the battlefield in that position.
All around the outfield, any kind of cuts, relays, whatever it may be.
Any shortstops that you looked up to as a kid and potentially even now?
Derek Jeter. I'm not a Yankees fan. I hate the Yankees, but Derek Jeter has always been my favorite player. I mean, he's the captain. What else can you say about him?
Perfect answer. Even though I grew up being a Red Sox fan, you cannot hate on Derek Jeter.
You cannot. He's the man.
What goes into choosing the perfect walk-up song, and what's your current walk-up song?
Right now, my current walk-up song is Raindrops. I think it's with Travis Scott and Metro Boomin. I always just try and find different songs that maybe kind of catch my eye or have a good beat drop. I have a buddy who he calls himself the walk-up guru guy. So anytime I need a walk-up, I call him and he sends me a list of them, and I just try and go through and figure out what I like and put it on.
Nice, nice. We're going to talk a little bit about the big leagues, and then we'll switch on over to discussing your current time right now at the High Point Rockers. You were drafted by the Arizona Diamondbacks, which is pretty neat because you spent a lot of time there growing up in that area. So you were drafted by the Arizona Diamondbacks in the 10th round back in 2017. What was that whole experience like, and what do you remember most from draft day?
It was amazing. I mean, everyone wants to play professional baseball, and being able to have that call that you get a chance to do it is something special. Especially being the Diamondbacks. I didn't think it was going to be the Diamondbacks, but being a native person, growing up watching them, that was, I mean, pretty special. I remember being on draft day and watching it on TV, and 10th round was coming up, and I had got a call before, so I was hoping it was going to be around then. But I remember my dad was making a corn dog, and my name popped up, and he's eating the corn dog and legit choked on his corn dog, like, oh my gosh. But it was awesome. I was at home with family and friends, and it was a great time.
Top memory from the Diamondbacks experience, aside from actually being drafted?
It would be 2019. We won our second, it was our back-to-back championship in AA. We were in Jackson, Tennessee, and it was with most of the guys I got drafted with, some of my best friends who I still are my best friends this day. So probably 2019 season, that was just a blast.
Any advice to the kids that might be listening, or to the parents that are tuning in, if their kids either A, may want to go pro, or B, just play at the collegiate level? What would you tell them?
One, just have fun. This game is hard and it's long, and you're going to have ups and downs, but just try to enjoy it and remember who that kid was playing back when you were younger. Just enjoy it.
Excellent advice. Now you're here with the High Point Rockers. How have you enjoyed playing in the ALPB?
I like it a lot. The American Association was great, and I think the Kansas City Monarchs were an awesome team. I love that league, but I think this is a fantastic league. We have a beautiful stadium. We got great support, great staff. Really just kind of enjoying baseball and being able to have fun and play against just great competition.
What have you enjoyed most so far being with the High Point Rockers?
Being able to be in North Carolina. I haven't got to spend a lot of time out here. I played all over the West Coast and the Midwest and all that. I think being able to experience North Carolina, all the guys on the team, I think just really just the whole camaraderie and the coaching staff and everyone just being in it as a team and knowing that, like, okay, we can go out and just play and have some fun.
Who is your travel buddy on the team? I don't know if it switches, because I know sometimes you have a different person that you're staying with. Top travel buddy that you enjoy spending the most time with, and we'll keep it PG. It doesn't have to get too crazy, but any funny stories you could share while you guys are on the road?
It's definitely DJ. Me and DJ have been road roommates the whole time. He's the man. He's hilarious. Stories-wise, every time we finish a game or we're on the road, we're always playing MLB The Show or FIFA. And DJ can't beat me in MLB The Show. But we play it all the time, and he sits there and he talks smack. But yeah, DJ's the man.
Love to hear it. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. Look forward to having you back on here again at some point. And I guess the last and final question would be, what do you hope for the end of the 2023 season? Obviously, we're looking for a championship, but anything personal growth or something that you want to get out of this season?
I just want to find more joy in baseball. Just go out and be able to have fun and enjoy it, and know that, whatever ups and downs come, that there's going to be an end of the road that is going to be something special for me. So just enjoy it, do my best to help out the team, and like she said, hopefully bring the Rockers a championship.
Awesome. Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah, thank you.